Overflows.
Universal energy and invisible web. Universal energy is the invisible web that connects everything from the smallest particle to largest galaxies. It is the energy that sustains all living beings, and when connected to it, individuals can tap into their true selves and purpose. The universe and everything within it vibrates at different frequencies, and understanding these vibrations can be used to manifest desires and shape reality that is important for life and living. Surrender to the energy within is the beginning of the process. How to accessing universal energy. How to accessing universal energy. Techniques like meditation, breath work, or pranayam, and practices like yoga and Reiki are believed to help connect with and harness this energy. By consciously engaging with universal energy through any of these methods, individuals can experience a greater well-being, inner peace, and a deeper connection to life. In Hindu philosophy, Bhavani is a fierce form of goddess Parvati, often associated with universal energy and the source of creation. She is seen as the giver of life and a nurturing mother figure. This is what is the essence of techniques like Reiki and Tai Chi and other systems, but also a powerful force for justice and destruction of evil. Bhavani embodies both the nurturing and fierce aspect of divine feminine, representing the dynamic interplay of creation, preservation, and destruction within the universe. If you look into your life as a mother, you are very loving and caring. At the same time, you exhibit very stringent, strong, fierce form when dealing with the children. It is important for creation, preservation, and destruction within the universe. If a child is developing a bad habit, mother uses her fierce form or whatsoever may be necessary to destroy that seed that is developing within, and she also helps to preserve the qualities that are nourishing and nurturing within, and creates new opportunities for the children to grow. Bhavani is a specific manifestation of goddess Parvati, who is the consort of Shiva, the universal energy. Bhavani is considered as a representation of the universal energy that permeates all of creation. She is depicted as a benevolent mother figure who provides for her devotees, but also as a warrior goddess who destroys all that is evil. She is seen as the origin of creative energy and the power of nature. She is invoked for protection and guidance, but also for dispensing justice and vanquishing evil forces. Bhavani's connection to Shiva highlights the duality of masculine and feminine principles in the universe. Both are essential for creation and balance. This is the way a role is defined for the mother. And the role between the spouses. And if the spouse happens to be an awakened one, then it becomes more significant to continue the creation in a miniature form. What the goddess does in the universe, mother as a mother, you are doing the same within the limitations of your family. And when there is a harmony between you and your spouse, it becomes the background for that process of creation, preservation, and destruction very easy to happen. Surrender is to the energy within. Surrender is to the energy within, and when inner harmony and oneness is attained, the near shore of surrender is complete. The near shore of surrender is complete. The other or the far shore is reached when the inner harmony and oneness merges with the universal energy or manifest in the outer environment. First, you have to attain to this harmony and oneness within, and when it manifests through your actions, through your life, the other shore is attained. Therefore, remember, surrender is not a passive giving up or submission. Surrender is rather an active understanding and acceptance of one's true nature and the reality of the existence. It involves letting go of the ego and its control. Surrender allows oneself to be carried by the flow of life and reorganizing one's inherent connection to the universe. Surrender is not a goal. Instead, surrender is an understanding. Surrender is not something to be achieved through efforts, but rather a realization that arises from understanding one's own emptiness and lack of inherent self. When you realize you are not separate from the existence, instead an integral part of existence, surrender naturally blossoms. Surrender is letting go of ego, which is very important even while living an individual life as a family. Surrender is a release from the illusion of control and the need to manipulate or resist life's experiences. Therefore, letting go of the ego, you allow yourself to be guided by the deeper intelligence, the natural flow of existence. Surrender is an active state of deep trust and relaxation. Surrender is like a good swimmer trusting the water, becoming one with it rather than fighting against it. Surrender involves releasing tensions and allowing life to unfold naturally and take greater control in its hands. This is the essence of master disciple relationship, and also it is the way Shiva exhibited through his own life. He and Parvati, as his concept, manifest this inner harmony. Surrender is not a renouncing life, but a renunciation of ego. Surrender is not about abandoning the world, but about living authentically within it, without the limitations of the ego. Surrender is a transformation where you die to your inauthentic self and reborn into your true egoless nature for continuation of life and living. Surrender is a path to freedom and joy. By letting go of the ego, you experience a sense of freedom from suffering and a deeper connection to life. Surrender allows you to move beyond the limitations of the mind and experience the joy of being. Surrender is a path. Surrender is a path to freedom. By letting go of ego, you experience a sense of freedom from sufferings and a deeper connection to life and living. Surrender allows you to move beyond the limitations of the mind and experience the joy of being. And finally, surrender is a path of no doing, non doing, not about doing something to surrender, not about doing something to surrender, but rather about allowing surrender to happen as a natural consequence. Surrender to happen as a natural consequence of deeper understanding with one another. All other methods are ultimately based on self-will, while surrender is about letting go of this will. You do not surrender to a person or object. Surrender is to existence itself, to the flow of life, to the divine. Remember this, surrender is to the existence itself, to the flow of life, to the divine. The master serves as a guide, but ultimately the surrender is to the universal energy. Master serves as a guide and your support during all circumstances and situations, but surrender is to the universal energy that you have to understand, and then naturally it happens. Then you experience a life of bliss which is beyond duality, conflict, misery, and chaos. Enough for now.